Well, everyone knows we should strive to have a good credit score, but what does that mean exactly? Joining us now is personal finance expert Barry Choi to explain everything we need to know to be credit savvy. Hi, Barry. How are you? Happy Family Day.
Good
Thanks for getting
morning.
up early. Just
Happy
when you thought it
Family
was going to be a
Day.
day off.
It's okay.
So, what exactly is a credit score?
Okay, so your credit score is the number between 300 and 900. The higher your number, the more creditworthy you are. Now, this is important because lenders, including banks and credit card providers, will look at your credit score when deciding if they should lend money to you or approve you for a credit loan. And it's not just lenders that look at your credit score. Potential landlords and even employers may ask for it because it's a quick reference to see how you manage your money.
So, does applying for a credit card affect your credit score?
Yes, it does. Whenever you apply for a new credit card, your credit score drops by 5 to 10 points. This is known as a credit hit, and it happens no matter what, whether you're approved or not. That said, not all hits need to be negative. For example, a quick check from Capital One is an exclusive feature that allows you to see which credit cards from them you'll be approved for before you apply. Since there's no credit hit, you can quickly see if you'll be approved. It takes as little as 15 seconds. Now, we all know that a lot of Canadians are struggling with their finances right now. Quick check is just one feature that can give you peace of mind.
Okay, that's good to know. And obviously, having too many credit cards would be impacting your score as well, right?
That's exactly it. Having too many credit cards is never a good idea, but it's really about being smart with your credit. You can have multiple credit cards, but if you use them responsibly, that's a good way. And what I mean by that is, don't max out your credit cards. If you have a $10,000 limit combined, don't spend to the max. You know what I mean? Always make sure you're paying your bills on time before the due date. Try to make more than a minimum payment. There are just some small things you can do that will increase your credit score or help you maintain it.
Yeah, they can do good in this world, including getting us points, as long as we use them responsibly, and we can save by using their various point systems. So, what are some of the tips that you have for us to improve our score?
We already talked about just using your credit cards responsibly or your credit, but there are a few things that a lot of people may not realize. We also discussed, whenever you apply for a new credit card, it could potentially hurt your credit score. So don't apply too often. Another thing is to just start building credit. Younger people may have been used to having a credit card with their parents as a supplementary user, or their cell phone bills might be under your parents' names. If you're a younger person, start thinking about putting under your own name. That way you start building your own credit profile, which is one easy way to do things. And like I said, it's just managing your money, not maxing out your cards, and paying your bills on time.
Okay, how can we learn about our credit score?
You know what? There are so many great resources out there, but one of my favorite places to read about this stuff is CapitalOne.ca/life and credit. This website allows you to read articles from checking how your credit score is built, all the way to how to read your credit card statement. It's kind of funny because, personal finance isn't always taught in school. So having a resource available where you can lean and read articles that can give you additional information is always a good thing. And of course, there's some great books out there written by Canadians for Canadians that will teach you about personal finance, managing your money, investing. So if you want to learn more, check out the available resources available to you.
Okay, and how often should we be checking out our credit score?
You know what? Some people check it every single day. I think that's a bit excessive. It could stress you out, right? Like let's be real.
They're doing a lot of shopping, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you know what? If you're doing a lot of shopping, maybe checking your credit score is not such a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
But overall, I would say once a week, once a month. That's really all you need to do, because then you can see how your credit score is doing. And then more importantly, it's not just increases you're looking for. If there's ever a decrease that you don't recognize, you might want to contact the credit bureaus. That could be Equifax and TransUnion to find out, hey, why did this drop happen? Is there something I should know about?
Okay, any other tips before we go?
You know what? It's really just about being smart with your money. A lot of people avoid credit, but they're a useful tool when used responsibly. That said, if you're worried about using your credit and overspend, you could always ask the lenders to reduce the amount that you're being access to. So even though you're approved for $5,000 credit limit, you say, hey, can you reduce that to $2,000? That will keep yourself in check and spending. And if you're worried about paying your bills on time, a lot of these credit card providers will automatically deduct from your bank account if you set it up that way. So this way, you're never missing any payments.
Yeah, and your point about lowering credit limits, that's good as well to safeguard yourself with identity theft.
That's one of the smartest things you can do. Checking your statements on a regular basis when you look at the statement, how many people get their statements and just pay it off? but you want to look by line to ensure that every purchase that's listed there was actually made by you. And if there is something you don't recognize, you want to check with your credit card provider.
Great tips, as always, Barry Choi. We'll link up your socials and website at chch.com. And thanks for joining us on Family Day.
No problem.